box editions. Some of us love them, some of us hate them, but you can be sure to get everything inside this big box. This is possibly the one I'm most excited about because this is Carcassonne. Hi and welcome to Tabletop Gaming, the home of cool things like this. This is a monthly magazine that you can order in print or get on digital. Now, today we're going to talk about Carcassonne Big Box. I am incredibly excited about this because I have still yet to play a game of Carcassonne. Having flashbacks to, if you saw our Catan video, I think I also told the story there, that my friends got into gaming before I did. I was last to the party and it meant that they played all of the classics and now have no interest in playing them again. So, if you want to play Carcassonne, hit me up. That's not the point. So, being able to play a game of a classic like Carcassonne has proven rather difficult, but not now. Now I can walk into a game night with a big box and say, right, come on, go big or go home, let's do this. Now, more than likely you will be familiar with this. This is a Z-Man Games game, and by being Carcassonne, it is one of the biggest gateway games. It is one that is incredibly popular and has remained so for a very long time. The difference, of course, between this and a standard Carcassonne in being a big box is that it contains the expansions as well. So if you haven't got a copy of Carcassonne or you're missing lots of the expansions and would like to sort of fill the hole, this is the one that you need. But I'm excited, so I'd like to take a look inside. Please do join me. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments, and if you like videos like this, do hit subscribe because we do a ton like it. But first, let's see what's here. Okay, so if we spin it round, you will see all of these here which tell us what the different things are that you're going to get in it. So these are the expansions that you're going to gain. Now there's everything from taverns and cathedrals, to the fairies, to the messengers, to the crop circles, and everything in between. Now if you're curious as to which ones we prefer over others, at the anniversary of Carcassonne we did a really cool sort of walkthrough of which ones are the best ones, which Carcassonne expansion you should buy. So if you're not interested in the big box or just want to fill in your collection separately, I'll pop a link to that in the description so you can take a look. But let's take a nosy at what's inside. Aha! Now, for people who are familiar with this will probably know that it is a Spiel winner. So one of the most prestigious awards in gaming is the Spiel des Jahres, and this won in something like 2001. And I mean, we're in 2022 now, so we're 21 years later and we're still excited about this game. That's an epic game with staying power. So, with the box undone, immediately and unsurprisingly, we are confronted with tiles. Because that's what we expect in this. My understanding is it's sort of almost like a tile laying game in the sense of, I have this, I want to try and build this, I want to create this style of route, and you get points for the things that you manage to create and build along the way. Now, oh, that was nice. Oh, it's not separate punch-outs. It's one giant punch-out board that folds. Oh, I shouldn't be this excited, but this is unusual in games, right? I don't see this very often. I wonder if they're all the same. So interestingly, perhaps these are for different aspects of expansions? I don't know, they look relatively similar, but they have got different little icons on them. So one here, for example, which typically is going to be one of the more difficult ones to show you on camera. So this one has got a little wizard's hat on it, for example. I don't know what that means, but it's exciting though. What else have we got? Okay, so point tiles maybe? So we've got 50s, we've got action tiles? Is that to mess with other people? I don't know, tell me in the comments. And numbering, maybe scoring? Half the fun I find with things like this is me guessing what stuff is and then playing the game and finding out I'm completely wrong. But you who already know in the comments, let me know. What is this? This is an insert? Oh, interesting. So I've got this as well. But you see there's little instructions there on presumably how to fold these down so that you can store the tiles better. That is so much better. That is so good, because it drives me nuts that everything fits in when you've got all this stuff in and then you have to pick it up and then put the empty boards underneath it and then stuff it in and then all the tiles still go everywhere. Very, very pleased with that. And then the last set of punch boards I think that I can see so far is here. And what that leaves us with is, we'll go through these individually in a second, but you can see we've got separate spaces and separate markers. And if I just pull out, so that's our instructions, we'll have a look at those in a second. We've got spaces available in there. So I think that could well be where this comes into effect, maybe? It looks like there's things to slot across, so we'll work that out once it's all done. But certainly they're thinking about how you're going to store these and how you're going to put them separately, because at the bottom, if I show you, each of them explain where stuff should go, which is really, really good, because although If I Fit, I Sit works to an extent when it's tiles, it's nice to have some sort of system, and it's nice for that system to be given to you as well, so even better. Okay, so things that we have in the box that I've not mentioned are the dice, a small ton of meeples. There are so many that I had no idea you needed meeples for Carcassonne, let alone as many as you do. Although looking at this now, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, well it's actually on the cover that there are meeples. Presumably claiming territories, maybe? Let's have a look. They're separated, so perhaps separated by expansion again. So this one has like little chess pieces, and maybe a little pig. Like what are we doing here? So this looks like a little chess piece to me, but it's a bishop, so maybe that's like the bishop one. And then I swear to God, this looks like a pig. If it's not a pig, I'm really sorry. Someone tell me in the comments what it is. Then in a separate bag, we have this little purple thing. We've got these, which I would be inclined to believe from them on the front cover are perhaps bridges. And then some unusually shaped meeples that might be trees or snowmen. Who knows? So each of these they have got different things in them. Our biggest one is pretty much just meeples. So that's tons of different meeples in different colours. The next one is also meeples, but we've got that bishop tile in there as well. So we've already seen that, so I'll just show you in there. And our little bishop is the pink one there. And then the last one has got just more different shapes. How many meeples make up Carcassonne? So this is like almost like a gold brick shape. I don't know, I probably should know the name of the shape, Charlotte, but it's been a very long time since I've had to name shapes. And then we have these tiles, which are also in there, and they're in different colours as well as meeples go. So, last thing to do is have a quick look at the instructions and see if there's anything we can find particularly interesting in there. But very nicely put together this. It isn't one of those, or as far as I'm aware, it's not one of those where you're looking at an upgraded version. You're not looking at a luxury big box with tons of stuff in. You're looking at just saying, do you know what, I really want to play Carcassonne, and diving in at the deep end with everything. Or having Carcassonne and maybe like one or two other expansions and thinking, do you know what, this is probably going to be my best way to get all of them. So there's a special space for big boxes. This would work out really well for me wanting to play it. But if you've already been collecting these over the years because you like it, and the people who like it will tend to buy the big box, it's up to you. Other alternative bonus is that this is a space saver when you consider how many other boxes would make up 11 boxes worth of space on your Kallax unit. So, upsides. Okay, so I love that the beginning of this says, this big box is a perfect introduction. Don't be intimidated by the long rule book. Just start with the cool rules, leave the farmers out for now, and then sort of add in later. That's really nice. So this contains a base game and 11 expansions, as we said. I'm not entirely sure if that is all of the expansions, but it's got to make up a good chunk of them, because I know there are other ones, like there's a Hunters and Gatherers Carcassonne, but I think that's a standalone. And then also more recently, I think we've seen My First Carcassonne. And to be fair, each of the instructions are just basically a page or two explaining about what the expansions are, so there's just a little bit extra as you start adding them in. Presumably you can try and play them all together. I imagine it would be quite manic, or you can pick and choose your favourites. So this evening we're going to play it with this expansion, this evening we're going to play it with this expansion, but ultimately it's nothing too terrifying, and this is a light game, so that's all good. And then nicely at the back we've got a record of what tile belongs to which game. So if you drop a ton on the floor, the box gets completely upended. It's not the end of the world, you can still work out what you're doing. And then finally on the back, there was a ferry, not a bridge. And it was either an abbot or a builder rather than a bishop. So I was almost on the right lines. We've just got a turn sequence there to let us know what we need to do each round. So there you have it, tons inside the new Carcassonne Big Box. Let me know your thoughts on this. Do you tend to buy big boxes? What are your opinion on them in general? And then are you interested in the Carcassonne one? And if yes, if no, let me know why not. I love hearing your thoughts, and I do try to respond to every comment that's left, so make sure you do. And do you know what? The fun doesn't stop there. If you subscribe, you can see more from us. You can also head to tabletopgaming.co.uk for more from us. And don't forget, we also have that monthly magazine. Links, as usual, will be in the description. As always, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day.